Welcome to Battlefield 1 Podcast, the best Battlefield-related podcast on the planet. My name is Tom, also known as TheLankySoldier. I'm being joined by Ray Edmunds, as usual. How are you doing, Ray?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and good evening, my good friend.
So, what topics we have today?
Tonight we're going to bullshit about the maps and what we could potentially wish to see more of in some of these maps and concepts. I know we talk about this a lot, but there's a lot to cover on that, and we like doing it in segments. I want to touch on the challenges and how they've changed a little bit. I would hope it's happened over this week, but then again, I haven't really played this game in the last couple of weeks, so...
Yeah, I was thinking what kind of things we can talk about for this episode, and I realized that we haven't done a casual episode for a really long time, like just a casual one. Patreon's not the same. Patreon we talk casually, but we never done like a public one that's really casual. So like, you know what? Let's do a casual episode. Let's just bring the topics.
Just bullshit.
Yeah, let's just bring the topics we want. I asked Ray to bring some topics. I brought my own, and we'll just see how it goes. We'll just talk about anything we like about Battlefield or don't like, and just have a good, interesting discussion. That's kinda it. So, let's just go talk about Battlefield.
But then when you've got Angel screaming, "Angel does it again!" and
that was something, right?
That was something.
I'm sorry, you canceled the support for the game a month ago.
Why would they even host a trade?
I don't know.
And I sit down and he picks up one donut and eats it. So you want to like QA games?
When the rubber meets the road, they're gonna be like, "Oh my god, I don't like seeing Mario get his skull smashed."
Oh, I would love
It
to see
doesn't
that.
work.
I would love to
Yeah,
see.
again.
First and foremost, of course, as usual, I want to thank our listeners for tuning in for another episode of Battlefield 1 Podcast. Thank you so much. Thank you guys that you dedicate an hour of us just bullshitting about Battlefield, serious or not serious. Thank you guys for choosing us. And of course, thank you our Patreon supporters that support us on a regular basis. With your financial support makes us motivated to make sure the show is in a good condition, that we provide the content, that the episode stays weekly, and so on. So thank you so much. And of course, I have to mention, because I haven't mentioned this for a while, leave a rating. If you listen on Spotify, Apple Podcast, anywhere that has a rating system, YouTube, if you listen, please leave a rating, because I can see how many people we have listening to each episode. Leave a rating. I know you guys can leave a rating. It's literally just 2 seconds. So please leave a rating. And of course, one more thing I do want to mention. If you're on Spotify, I don't think it's done on other platforms yet, but if you're on Spotify, you probably noticed that I did mention a couple of episodes ago that we have a new podcast channel. Well, channel. I don't know what to call it. A channel or account. Battlefield 1 Intel is basically where we post clips of our discussions, because I understand not everyone has like an hour to listen to the whole episode. So if you want to listen to the clips alone and choose a topic you want, just go search Battlefield 1 Intel. That's on Spotify right now, and I think it's all other platforms as we speak, I think. And I made a new one, Battlefield 1 Squad Mates. So it's basically interviews that we had, the guests we had on the show. So if you want to listen to the interviews and guest appearances we had on this show, because more coming in the future. So I just made a new channel just for that. So if you're on Spotify right now, it's gonna be up on other platforms later. So Battlefield 1 Squad Mates, if you want to listen to, like, we had Westy, Enders, we had a former DICE developer. So yeah, so it's just all our episodes where we had guests on. So that's that.
More content!
Yeah, that's that. I'm thinking if I should talk about my first topic. You know what? I'll just go straight with my first topic, which has nothing to do with Battlefield actually. So I'm so sorry.
No!
Last episode, people did not like the last episode. I was trying to figure out why they did not like it, because I never really got an answer. I got an answer that people enjoyed the Patreon episode. That's why it was I made into a public episode. But yeah, last episode people did not enjoy it. And I was like thinking, why? Because, alright, don't get me wrong, there's some stupid shit was said on the last episode. And you might disagree with something. That's okay, that's fine. But I don't think that it was, people like unfollowed and all that kind of stuff and just like disliked it. I was checking the retention levels. Like, okay, what was the cutoff? What was the problem? I was thinking, oh yeah, it's probably people got mad at Ray for saying stupid shit. That's what I imagined. No, people kind of tuned out a Portal conversation. So did I say something about Portal? People did not like that I said that Operation Metro looks like kind of garbage. You know, is that was the problem? I don't know. But at the same time, we did gain new followers. So we lost some, we gained some. So I'm like, okay. So I was thinking, okay, I guess they just did not like the conversation about competitive Battlefield. That's the only thing I can think of, because it will. So far, this last episode is the worst performing episode in the last 3 months, maybe 5 months.
Maybe that's our answer to just like how much of an interest there is to competitive Battlefield. I don't know.
It's probably because people still think that Battlefield 6 is dying, is not doing well, the live service is shit or something like that. So people like don't even want to think about competitive at the moment, or
which is fair.
But at the same time, I did mention that Battlefield community is very against competitive anything regarding Battlefield. This is the same idea, same mentality we had 5 years ago with Battlefield 5, 2042, Battlefield 1, or whatever. People were against comparative Battlefield all the time. So maybe it's just one of those things that, hey, deep down people still don't want comparative Battlefield, even though it's probably the best franchise to have a comparative Battlefield in like overall. It's like this franchise is perfect for that. And I sound like a broken record. I will go back to Battlefield 1 Incursions. Battlefield 1 Incursions was a perfect example that comparative Battlefield can be amazing and fun and still be Battlefield. That's the thing. People don't realize that just because it's competitive doesn't mean that Battlefield loses its soul. No. Battlefield is like the perfect franchise to have a competitive scene. But I guess people just not ready for that conversation. Hence, I mentioned, almost a month ago, that I am making another podcast just for competitive Battlefield, because I think it's a really untapped potential there. People don't see it. People don't see the potential. I personally see it. And I know there's loads of people that would gladly listen to that, just focusing on competitive Battlefield. So, I don't know, maybe in the future, going in the future, later for this upcoming year, maybe we should not talk about competitive that much, so people don't tune out. But at the same time, it is a everything Battlefield related podcast, so we can't really just ignore it if something happens. When Elite Series will be happening in a month, whenever that's going to be happening again, that cancelled tournament that was supposed to happen in December, it's not like we're going to pretend it never happened, or people didn't participate in the tournament, whatever. Like, of course we're going to talk about it, because it's general Battlefield. So, I'm sorry, but we have to mention that. Well, and I don't know, it's just like, I just personally think that, like, people kind of have to understand.
It could be a lot of things that why there's any kind of any slight amount of resentment towards the concept of competitive Battlefield. It might just be a misconstruing of what we mean by competitive Battlefield, because like when I talk competitive Battlefield, I'm not talking about like fucking MLG type shit. I'm talking like homebrew shit, like, you know, backyard. My group messages your group, and we all meet up on the fucking server and shoot each other. That's my idea of the competitive side of it, and Tom is, you know, kind of leaning other directions on that one. So I agree with you that there's a lot of untapped potential as far as competitive goes in this franchise. It's there, it's plain, it's easy to see. I just don't think there's much of a drive for it among the general population, and the ones that have an interest in anything remote. As far as competitive goes, it would probably just be around about what I'm talking about, and that would, again, need, you know, for them to release these things called platoons that we had back in the day, so that we could do that stuff and do it on our own.
Yeah, I do agree that we don't have the basics in place. We do, but we don't at the same time. Portal is an amazing tool that kind of makes those basics, but even Portal is a bit limited in a sense. It still has like stuff that is like rough around the edges, and that's the problem. Like, here's the thing, like, yeah, if people don't like it, you know what, I'm not gonna be sad that some people unfollowed us and got angry. You know what, I don't care. You know, realistically, I don't care, you know, because another day, I know we did a pretty good episode. Good discussions were produced, and listen, I'm not gonna be ashamed of this podcast or what we say. You know, sometimes we say stupid shit, of course, but again, we say stupid shit because we don't have the full details. you know. So that's all it is. Like, I'm not gonna apologize for that. Oh, you should not talk about this. No, it's my fucking podcast. I talk about anything I want. I'm sorry, but that's the reality, you know. And people that enjoy the podcast is they enjoy it for a reason, you know. It's just that's that. Like, so I know some people like, well, back in the day it would be like, oh no, we lost some listeners. We don't have to talk about that and so on and blah blah blah. No, I'm beyond that. If you don't like it, you don't like it. It's simple as that. I'm not gonna force you to enjoy our conversations.
We're not official sponsored content anyway, so you know.
Listen, I think the reason this podcast works is because we are being us. We're being real, even when stupid shit is being said. You know, at least we're being honest. Which
people are welcome to disagree with us. People are welcome to
course.
not like what we have to say. I mean, and just as much as we're welcome to not like what anybody else has to say.
Yep.
I mean, that's just how discussion goes, kids. It's not anything new. It's just, it is what it is. I mean, as long as the discussion doesn't get personal or fucking threats or anything like that, it is what it is. It's a fucking video game at the end of the day, guys. I mean, it's not like a goddamn fucking way of life.
It's just a fucking video game. That's what people need to understand. It's just a video
game.
I
love it to death, too. I mean, goddamn, if I was drunk and I had the money on me at any point in given time, I'd get it tattooed on me somewhere because I'm that damn dumb sometimes. But
Please
still.
don't. Please don't. Please don't.
I'm kidding. But, I mean, I do have a love for this franchise. But, I mean, I guess fans will be fans. It is what it is. I'm not going to hate somebody for having a differing opinion. It's just, all right, cool. We're not your cup of tea at that point in time. Fine. You're welcome to pour it out and go get your tea from somewhere else if you want.
You know, for the people that got annoyed and unfollowed us and everything, I'm just going to say this. See you next week. Because you know what, there's a bit of arrogance in me coming out right now, but that's the reality. Okay, you're not gonna listen to us, sure, but who you gonna listen? Who you gonna listen?
I mean,
who you gonna listen?
I don't want to fucking be like that though. But at the same time, that is kind of the truth. But at the same time, I feel like we should move on from this.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say this. Like, listen. Who you gonna listen? Because listen, I listen to other Battlefield Relay podcasts, but with all due respect, they're not consistent. They're not prepared. Whatever. Like, listen, I love all of them. I followed each of them. They know how much. They know I listen to them, but. Listen, my only problem with them is they're not consistent and I'm lacking content. So okay, I guess I'm the one making the content. So until someone comes in and you know, I support them as much as I can, but again, I'm just one person, you know. And we're the only one that is consistent and is actually big enough to have some sort of impact or change. So that's
People
that.
People are welcome to join our Discord and
oh my god, yeah, join our Discord. Also,
disagree with us there.
Also, we have a subreddit now. Granted, no one's posting on it right now, but hey, I'm telling you right now, we have a subreddit. You want to talk smack to us? Subreddit. It's linked in the description. Talk to us in the subreddit if you don't want to join Discord. It's fine. So be the first person to post anything there. Okay, that's that.
At any rate,
next topic. You go, Ray. What's your topic?
So, we had a Discord discussion going on earlier about maps, and I kind of went off on a bit of a hill about what I feel like would be like an interesting thing in order to do for these maps. We've talked about this before about dynamic maps and how they would change over time depending upon how players played on them, so it would kind of be like another sub-map of a map, and then the possibility of doing night maps or variants of weather, even though not being really extreme and affecting ballistics, but, you know, just the night things that would make separate maps while at the same time maintaining the base core maps, since those are things that kind of take a hot minute in order to get together. Now, I know there's going to be some people out there in the engineering departments that are going to be like, lighting and everything else. And yes, I get it. And I get that this would be something that would probably have to be worked on, implemented, or put in maybe way later down the line. But it is something that not any other video game does, as far as I can see, as far as first-person shooters go, as far as military first-person shooters go. So they have a chance here to do this, and if they do it, it would be really neat. It's a pipe dream, but if they don't, that would suck. So I'm interested in what your opinion would be on such a feature.
So Wait, so how would that feature would work basically?
If there's let's just say there's 4 different variants of the New York map.
Yeah,
Okay, you
yeah.
could have the snow map, you could have a night map, and then you could have a thunderstorm map or the regular, and then
Yeah.
the regular map.
Yeah.
Okay, if you play the regular map, then that ticks off of your matchmaking the next map,
Okay,
and then
I
you
see,
could
I see.
potentially matchmake with another variant of one of those maps later down the line.
I see, okay.
So let's say you play you get what I mean? It would add more map variety to a game that doesn't have very many maps to begin with. Because it does change a lot of core gameplays. It changes a lot of mechanics of the game depending upon the weather and the lighting.
I do agree that having different variant of the map is actually beneficial to the game. And also, we talked about that idea 10 years ago. We talked about, imagine, I think we talked about Battlefield 1, the game. Hey, it would be awesome if all the... Because I think we were complaining that there's not enough maps in Battlefield 1 or something like that. We're like, it would be great if Battlefield 1 had variants of night and day version or something like that, right? It's not a big difference in terms of gameplay, but because the variety is there, it kind of is a bit different. So it kind of gives you that illusion that you have more maps on some variety, even though it's just like the same map, but it's like in a different tone and different setting and all that kind of stuff, even though it's the same map. So yeah, we thought I would gladly have that. And actually, speaking of, as we're talking about this right now, I should maybe mention at the start of the episode, but basically there's leaks happening right now. Someone leaked it that there's something that night map related is coming with Season 2. So we don't know if the next map, the second map, is going to be a night map, or is there going to be some variants of them of certain maps in night version.
See, and here's what I'm afraid of. If they would do it, it's going to be part of some limited time mode thing. It's going to happen, and then it's never going to be seen again. And I'm not against that, okay? And one of the things that I did mention earlier is, that I did mention in the Discord is that if they want to do these limited time events, then the extreme circumstances of that, I would say would probably be like the best case of it. Like example, we just had the winter event where they had the winter map, and you could argue because it was the frostbite or the frost freeze, whatever the fuck it was, you're in the middle of a blizzard, okay? Cool. That is acceptable to me as limited time because there's a mechanic and something tied to that, and I don't want it permanently in the game. You could continue to do that where the next version could be it's a fucking hurricane or a really hard nor'easter storm, which is potentially like a damn hurricane. You could have a typhoon hit the California map and have flooding. And have the need to introduce rib boats and be like, oh, start at the map. Be like, why the fuck are rib boats just sitting here on dry land for some damned reason? You'll find out later. And it would be like Flood Zone 2.0 for those who enjoyed that. But we would have to have things like boats and other shit for that, something like that in order to work better. But again, this is a thing that I would say they should probably attempt to do, like down the line. When we get the rest of the core mechanics straightened out and core vehicles finally put in that we couldn't get. We're getting a little bird in Season 2.
See,
yay!
You know what's funny? Like, we're talking about this kind of stuff, right? It would be great to have stuff like that for this game, but deep down we already know that, they already work on the next game. That's already happening. They're already in pre-production for the next game. That's a thing. That being said,
it's sad.
Yeah, that they're already in pre-production for the next game. But that being said, like this kind of stuff happens only to, funny enough, live service games that actually planning to stay around as long as possible. You know, you have your Fortnites, you have your Apex Legends, you have your Warzones, whether you like it or not. That's not the point. It just depends if the game wants to stay here as long as possible. Is Battlefield 6 one of those games that wants to stay as long as possible? I mean, on paper they want to, but we already deep down know that they're already working on the next game as we speak. And I was thinking maybe we should talk about Battlefield 7 right now, just because, make some predictions like 2 years before the game is announced or some shit, assuming it's going to be coming 2 years. I don't know, I would love to see those changes, but I don't think they have the guts to do it for Battlefield 6, unless Battlefield 6 did so fucking well for them, they kind of want to keep it for 5 years minimum. So maybe then. maybe then. Also, it depends what they're gonna do with RedSec. Like RedSec, people might disagree, but RedSec is doing well in terms of player numbers, at least to them. To them, it's a healthy player base that is ready to spend money on, on this game, and it's loads of people play RedSec, just RedSec. They don't play multiplayer; they play RedSec, and there's more players playing RedSec than multiplayer. That's a fact.
Has anybody stopped and realized that they've basically just recycled the timeline now?
In what way?
From the original run to Battlefield 4, we
Yeah.
went from World War II era to a futuristic spin-off for shits and giggles to modern military. And then we went to World War I, to World War V, or to World War II again.
Oh, shit.
World War V, yeah, World War V. No, sorry, my brain went Battlefield 5 and World War
Battlefield 5, yeah.
Right, then we went to World War II, okay?
Well, Battlefield 5? Battlefield 5 is World War
Battlefield
2.
5.
Yeah, World War 2, yeah.
Then we went to a futuristic shooter, Battlefield 2042. Now we have Battlefield 6 out, which is dividable by Battlefield 3. So that means Battlefield 7 is going to be fucking Battlefield 3.5, which is basically Battlefield 4. So Battlefield 4 remake confirmed.
Also,
Fuck you all.
Logic. Undisputed logic. Fucking legendary.
I just cooked.
Yeah. So that's why I don't think the mechanics will be... That kind of stuff will be...
No, this will be unfortunately very short-lived. It sold very well, like Battlefield 3. It'll be beloved in its own way by a core community, like Battlefield 3. And then here we go, year and a half, 2 years later, we're going to pop out Battlefield 7, which is Battlefield 4, which is...
The reason I mentioned RedSec is
oh
because...
no, I've gone cross-eyed.
The reason I mentioned RedSec is because I'm curious what they're going to do with RedSec with Battlefield 7. Is because
it's going to exist until the servers get pulled. There's not going to be any additions to classes or class gadgetry or class specialization like we talked about would make RedSec stand out. They're going to fine-tune it as it goes, and then when Battlefield 7 comes out, or Battlefield, if they decide to just try and drop the numbers and fuck us all up in the head and restart it all.
Okay, RedSec is not going anywhere because it has to be somehow a part of Battlefield 7. That's what I'm saying. It has to be part of that somehow. So I'm thinking, all right, so if it's going to be remade in Battlefield 7 engine or technology, whatever you want to call it, right? Is everything that we get in RedSec will be carrying over to the next RedSec? Or are we staying on this? Or Battlefield 6 will always be... Okay, I don't know. It depends what the plan is, right? Is Battlefield 6 a game that is supposed to be lasting as long as possible, or is just like I mentioned a couple of months ago, I can't remember, 6 months ago or maybe 7 months ago, I said Battlefield 6 is gonna be like a stopgap just to like buy them some time to sort this shit out.
This is the fucking problem when you start working on the next iteration not even 6 months after your fucking current is out. Now, if this gets out and spreads more rapidly, people are not going to throw money at Battlefield 6. They're going to stop throwing time at it, because what's the fucking point? You're going to release the next one and like possibly the dumbest and the lowest brows are going to go,
that's the
way
we
next game's going to come out next year. Fuck it, who cares?
Okay, that's the way from our perspective. But in their perspective, they see something else. Because they see the full picture. We don't. So as player base, we're just speculating what's happening behind the scenes. But to them, it's maybe a clear plan. So because Battlefield 6 sold so well, maybe that changed their plans completely. Fuck knows. Like I said a couple of...
We did say it needed to pop and sell very well in order to keep the damn franchise alive, and it did. So, I mean, I get it. But then that kind of sounds really shitty when at the end of the day what we're saying is, well, Battlefield 6 was a gigantic tech demo and an investment pitch.
Well, we talked about... we talked why they chose Golmud to remake Golmud. Is because they need to remake the technology for this new engine they have. That's what they do. And that's why we're not getting... maps like Propaganda.
Right, we won't get boats until Battlefield 7. I get it.
No.
Again, the timeline has reset. It is repeating itself.
No, they mentioned we're getting naval combat in some shape or form in Battlefield 6. They mentioned that. That's official. They mentioned that. Of course, they can always say, sorry, we scrubbed that. No, but that's happening. I don't think it... But like as I mentioned, a couple of weeks ago or something like we talked about Golmud, and I made a prediction that Golmud is not coming until September. That Golmud is coming in September or later. That's the earliest we're gonna get Golmud. And naval combat later.
End of the year.
Next year.
End of the year, beginning of next year.
Don't think.
Probably about maybe this time-ish.
See, it all depends what they're gonna say in their roadmap that they promise to drop soon.
If.
I mean, of course, they can forget about it, but no. So technically,
At any point in time, the new owners could just be like, "Stop, hammer time."
in 2 weeks, this is the timeline from now as we're recording. In 2 weeks, we should be getting the roadmap for 2026 for Battlefield 6. So we'll see how it goes.
I am optimistic. I hope it is very lush, detailed, hopeful, and realistic all in the same time.
Yep. Okay, before we go into the next topic, quick mention of this. Right, Ray, Patreon. You wanna sell?
Yes.
You wanna sell Patreon to all lovely audience members
Of course.
in a normal voice for once.
With a paid Patreon subscription, you get behind-the-scenes access to the content created with this show. Isn't it amazing? I don't know what the monetary tiers are off the top of my head, but they're not that damned expensive. They're probably
Such a good pitch.
They're way less than what you're paying for fucking Spotify right now, which is great.
Actually,
So
wait,
think of it as an addition to your Spotify account.
wait, how much is Spotify Premium?
15.
15. Okay, yeah. Patreon, our Patreon is much cheaper. It's $2 and $5.
Yeah.
If you want early
There
access
you
to,
go.
if you want early access to future episodes, and ad-free listen to all the episodes, $2. That's so. $2 on our Patreon. That's what it is. And if you want
There's
to,
also behind-the-scenes streaming for when we record, too.
yes. And also, I just don't want you to throw money at us. I want you to get something out of it. So we have bonus episodes, live gaming gathering. We already have 58 episodes of just, talking about video games, live, whatever the case may be, everything that's on my mind. Some really casual, good episodes that interesting to listen. And we have other stuff like Lanky Answers. If you love my voice, you can listen to me talk about something that is on my mind, I care about, unfiltered. If you ever want to know how my brain ticks, just go Patreon, subscribe to Patreon, and you will understand why I say certain things the certain way, because that's how my brain works and that's how I think. So that's that. So yeah, Patreon, thank you guys for all the Patreon support, guys, because if it wasn't for you, this show would not be coming out, on a weekly basis, on a regular basis. The reason we have weekly episodes is because of you guys. Thanks to Patreon. Thank you all, guys, for all the support. Thank you for joining our Discord. Thank you for supporting us and listening to us and just engaging. Promoting the show if you can. Share it with everyone. Share with your wife, kids, and family. Or why? I don't care. It's fine. as long as
Share it with your neighbor. Put it in a link and send it in random spam email to everybody that you know and people you don't. Even the president. Of what country? Who knows? Just pick one. Who cares? That being said, we greatly appreciate you Patreon listeners, and we greatly appreciate your financial support. And if you would like to join the group of people receiving all of this praise and all of these accolades, please go to patreon.com/TheLankySoldier.
Thank you guys for all your support, all that kind of stuff. So let's continue with the conversations. Okay, I guess I'm the one with the next topic.
Go.
Okay, so my topic is basically, I saw a thread of someone saying that the game is too fast. And when I say game is too fast, he means the gameplay itself, how you control your soldier, how you shoot, how the pace of the game is going, and all that kind of stuff. The way he's playing Conquest, the way he's playing, I don't know what he's playing, Breakthrough, whatever mode he's playing, I don't know. This dude, he was saying that he was playing, he thinks the game is too fast. And he compared it to Call of Duty Shipment. Now, if any of you play Call of Duty...
not everybody keeps their gasoline stored outside. Some people keep it in their bedrooms next to them for safekeeping. We shouldn't judge these people.
That's fine. You do whatever stupid shit you want to do, but as I'm reading that thread, I don't understand how this stupid thread almost got 200 upvotes, and he just time to death and the TTK maybe can be sometimes too fast. Sure, I agree. It can be too fast sometimes.
Yeah.
There's
And inconsistent.
Inconsistent,
I'll
inconsistent and everything.
even concede that.
Don't get me wrong. The game has problems. It does. But it's just, if you think Battlefield 6 is too fast, and you compare it to Call of Duty Shipment, dude, you have no idea what a fast game is. You don't. You just have no idea. And I'm talking to you as a wannabe. I was a diamond player in Call of Duty Warzone. And when I say that you have no idea what fast is, you have no fucking clue. The stuff I witnessed of people being fast in a first-person shooter is insanity. Battlefield 6 is fucking tame compared to any of that I seen and experienced. And even Battlefield 6 at its fastest is nothing like any of those games like Apex or Call of Duty. Nowhere. Battlefield 6 is tame in terms of speeds. Which quite... You know what? Have you seen the trailer for a game called War Dogs? I linked it in Discord. I don't know if you've seen it.
No!
Of course you didn't. Of course you did. Basically, there was an announcement for a game called War Dogs, and it's basically big map, 100 players, 3 teams fighting each other for objectives and all that kind of stuff.
Right, I remember this. So what does the 100th player do? Because you can't...
Okay, I know people are joking. It's like he's the water boy for all the teams or some shit. Fuck knows. Maybe they meant 99, but it was easier to put 100. Whatever the case may be.
How is it easier to put 100? It's you press 2 different keys. 99 is the same key twice. This is...
Doesn't matter.
Anyway,
doesn't matter. So I'm just thinking, when that game, like, there's actually people think that Battlefield 6 is too fucking fast, and I'm like, you're insane. You're old, boomer, whatever. Not even that. I'm sorry. You just go touch grass if you think this Battlefield 6 is too fast. But this War Dogs game got announced, and I did got the press kit before there was the announcement. I saw the trailer, like, I mean, it looks interesting. I will try it out. It's basically a nice mix of, from what it seems, Battlefield and Arma. So that's the middle ground, basically. And I have a feeling that a lot of people that think that Battlefield 6 is too fast or too chaotic for them, they will go to War Dogs, which looks a bit slower, a bit more I won't say it's not arcade. No, it's the way they call it, tactical all-out warfare. That's what they call it, which basically translates to, it will be fucking clunky, slow, and very milsim-like. Yeah, the movement will be fast, maybe. I don't know.
That's the one that you said where the matches could be like 2 hours and shit.
So if all the teams are fighting, it's a close game. The matches can last up to 2 hours in that game. Apparently, that's what the developers are saying. And the fastest steamroll can happen in 30 minutes. Apparently. Yeah. So those matches are long.
I'm really curious. Well, I mean, I guess I shouldn't be really curious how long the matchmaking takes. I mean, for fuck's sake, RedSec matchmaking enough tells me how much it takes for 100 people to get into a fucking server in a game that's semi-populated.
Speaking of that, because I'm playing with other people, RedSec right now, and we having fun, and we figured out that the bestest way to matchmake is basically go back to the menu and matchmake again. Fills up instantly.
Right, because it doesn't dump you in an empty server, wouldn't it? It would just ask you what you're doing.
Yeah, it's so fast. It's so if you finish the game, go back to the menu, matchmake again instantly. Finds a match quickly.
That's fucking nice.
So do that. People do that. Anyway, continue. What do you want to say?
No, that was.
Oh, okay, that's it. Okay.
Right.
But yeah, I don't understand how people think Battlefield 6 is too fast. I don't understand how you think it's too fast. Granted, people that think the game is too fast are not listening to this podcast. That's one thing. And two, like, really?
I cannot wrap my head around how anybody would think or even remotely say that this game is too fast. I say this is a man approaching his 40s, for God's sakes. This game isn't fast enough in some cases. Are you fucking mad?
Also,
Are you daft,
okay,
insane, lost your wit?
Listen, the game is not fast, but it can be more snappy, more responsive. I think that's my problem with Battlefield 6. So when I'm doing something and I want to change, what I'm doing, like let's say quickly stop reloading and reinsert the plate or something like that, it takes fucking ages because there's like some sort of slow animation or there's some delay, some sort of. That's why the game needs
or
to
we're
improve.
treating the IAR like it's this 50-pound fucking belt-fed machine gun when it's not.
Yeah. So
When it's a 5-pound assault rifle. When it's a 5-pound assault rifle.
Yeah, there's some sort of stuff that needs to be improved to make the game snappy. Which what's funny? That's my prediction for Battlefield 7. They're gonna make the game more snappy. I don't think they're gonna do it in Battlefield 6. They're gonna do it for Battlefield 7. The Battlefield 7 game is gonna be faster. Assuming I don't know what kind of game they're making, but it's gonna be faster. It's gonna be based on Battlefield 6.
I fear they're gonna go over the edge, though. You know what I mean?
I don't know, but that's my prediction for Battlefield. It's gonna be a much faster game than Battlefield 6. How fast?
Right. I
no
see. I feel. Yeah, but I really hope they don't go too far, because.
Well, I hope. Yeah, I was talking to others, and
I don't want to be wall running in my goddamn Battlefield game. Okay.
No, okay, I don't think they're gonna do that. But I think we'll like I talked to other people, just like outside the Battlefield community. They kind of agree that Battlefield is kind of like in a perfect spot when it comes to like speed, player speed, and all that kind of stuff. Like it's just that. It's just the mechanics need to be improved to make it a bit more responsive. That's kind of it. We all agree that it's much better than Call of Duty. Call of Duty, right now, for example, it's good, but it's lacking that. That I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. Not inertia. A bit of. It's a bit too fast sometimes for the wrong reasons. Like I don't know how to describe it because it feels like artificial. It's really good. It feels really good, but it's like it feels a little bit artificial. Well, Battlefield 6 really feels really good. Feels like your character is part of this world, but it's just not snappy enough, not responsive enough, and that's the problem. So that's
right.
what
I feel like I'm a 280-pound fat guy. Plus gear.
Which is fine, but let me do my movements and all that kind of stuff a bit faster and more responsive. That's what I want mostly. I think Battlefield 6 is the perfect spot regarding all that kind of stuff. It just needs more responsiveness. That's all.
Again, mind you, before anybody attacks us in the comment section, I don't want to be bouncing off of air conditioners in order to get up on a fucking roof.
Speaking of it, they do need to add a feature where you can actually jump over the fucking walls. I understand that the assault ladder will be kind of useless, but at the same time you can bounce that. It's fine. It needs to be a bit better because it's kind of annoying that you think you can jump this over, but you can't. It's just kind of like annoying.
Oh, you mean this wall that would be like
yeah,
here?
exactly. It's
if
like
my camera is in my eyes, but that I get it. So that means the wall is here. Why can't I?
Yeah, why can't you just jump? Yeah, just like get over this. Yeah, that's the most more annoying thing. There was something else I wanted to mention, but I now forgot about movement.
The assault ladder could be used to get to second floors of things. I'm not asking to be able to jump up to the second floor of a fucking building, but like for God's sakes, if the camera is implying that I could reach up and grab something and pull myself up, then I should be able to do it. That's one of my big problems with this fucking game, is getting stuck and forgetting, because my brain is very hard to rewire when it comes to first-person shooters that let you jump over things that are just literally this far above your eyes.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think the game is too fast. I think.
But Ray, you're wearing all that gear. I don't care.
Like, it's a different story when the maps are a bit questionable. That's a different story. But when you think the game itself is too fast, I'm like, nah, fam. I'm sorry. I can't take you seriously. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't. But yeah, that's...
Like I said, we all have our methods and ways of storing gasoline, and some people do it differently. We're not going to judge you. Just point and laugh.
Yeah. Okay, that's... I don't know what else to say about it. Next topic.
I like what they did with the challenges. I think it needs to be expanded a bit, though. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, when I see like the challenges where it's like get kills, headshots count for double. Get explosive kills. Explosive kills with such and such count for 3. Things like that. Those is good shit. That's good shit. That is good shit. It's good Parmesan cheese on moderately good spaghetti. It's good stuff. I wanted to sing some praise there where it was going. But I feel like that should be expanded. Where the vehicle-related challenges more often so than anything else, I don't see very many of those.
It depends on the week. If you're talking about weeklies, it depends on the week because all weeklies they have special team behind them. It's like either assault based or recon based or support based, and you can.
I don't know. I played the other night and had so many goddamn chings pop up after like a round or two. I was just
because you got
all the dopamine.
Yeah, because you haven't played for a while, and and you got like all the other weeklies. Just you completing those. That's why. Challenges do need to be. I don't like the challenge system. Like I don't mind it, but it just needs to improve a little bit. Also, the rerolls, I think they should stack.
Yes.
They should stack. You can reroll. Like, I remember I saw complaints, people like, oh, why I have 0 rerolls for like particular week or something like that. It's because they reset every week and they don't stack. That's why. So listen, if you have the Battle Pass, let's say. Actually, no, you know what? It doesn't matter if you have the Battle Pass. It doesn't matter. They should stack. If you missed a week, you still have 5 on top. Because you still have other weeklies to do, and you don't want to do all of them, but you can reroll for that week, and just complete all your weeklies, right? If you miss out that special challenge, it's fine. Rerolls should stack. That's the way I see. That's the only way they can improve.
My argument for them is for the sheer fact that if we're going to be having this challenge system that apparently has challenges tied to gameplay, then limiting the number of rerolls that a player has is quintessentially limiting their playstyle ever so more than what this game already does in some instances. And what I mean by that is you're only giving somebody 4 rerolls for 10 challenges a week, right?
12 challenges, right?
12 challenges. Okay.
I think 12 challenges. I think.
That means 8 of those better be something that is at the minimum, or my rerolls are a fucking waste. I should be able to reroll all 12 of those challenges to whatever challenges I want that cater to my playstyle so that I could get that completed. It doesn't matter whether I could get it completed easily. And yes, I know there are some people out there who are going to argue, well, there are people who are going to exploit this and everything else, and that's fine. People are going to do it. It is what it fucking is. Who cares?
Realistically.
But as long as you can't duplicate the same challenge 12 times, do it once, and get your week done, I don't see the problem with giving the player base infinite rerolls.
Realistically, these challenges are there to make sure that we complete the Battle Pass, and it's for retention and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, give me a chance to complete the Battle Pass the way I want. Who gives a damn? It's just skins. It's just skins.
Right.
So, yeah. Listen, if there's like 12 challenges, give me 12 rerolls. You know what? I don't care. Give me 12 rerolls. It's fine. I really don't see an issue, honestly, because at the end of the day, it's like, at the end of the day, it's just for you to complete the Battle Pass. And I think you want your player base to complete the Battle Pass. You don't have to make it too difficult or too annoying or whatever. Because if they complete
this isn't a mobile game.
Yeah, if you complete the Battle Pass, that means they're going to get the second Battle Pass.
Right.
You know? Like,
you're gonna want to buy more.
Yeah, and then
because it's fun.
And then you release skins in the store. They're gonna use the extra currency they have, and then realize when then season 2 or season 3 comes out, they're like, oh, I don't have enough currency. I'll buy the Battle Pass anyway because I'll spend more money.
Look for money.
Yeah, it's like there's ways you can do it without being annoying or greedy.
It's easy.
Yeah. So that's all you want to say about challenges?
That is all I wanted to say about the challenges. They're good. I mean, good ups, good thumbs up, good direction. Let's keep going with that.
All right, my next topic is RedSec mostly. So I found some friends. I'm sorry, Ray. I'm cheating on all of you because you all suck. I found some friends to play RedSec. We managed to win some games, and I'm just gonna say that it's really nice to play with teammates that don't know what the fuck they're doing. Granted, we have our stupid moments, but RedSec is a different game when everyone knows what needs to be done, and how to play the game. That being said, but as I started playing with better players, I realized, oh, RedSec has the same problem. Like I already mentioned these problems before, but there still needs to be more loot on the map, because for squads it's fucking too little, not enough loot for everyone. So that's that. Missions are a fucking disaster still, and that actually they are much worse in squads than duos. Missions are just unreliable, stupid, and okay, so if you land on a specific location and you learn all the missions, yes, they're the same missions in the same location, and you can predict what they're gonna be and so on, all that kind of stuff. That's fine. Problem is, sometimes they don't appear for a minute, sometimes they appear in 10 seconds. It makes no fucking sense. I saw some squad, literally, I already mentioned this before, they just started doing a tank mission straight away. I'm like, how? Or they're doing the custom loadout mission just straight away. Like, how? How? Why? Why the other squad can do it straight away from the get-go, and we're just still doing our 4th contract, and we still don't have a custom loaded contract? I already talked about this before, but it's just annoying, and
it's wild, because I thought at the beginning of RedSec, their intent was to make it so that you couldn't essentially play every match the exact same way over and over and over again and make a routine out of it. Now that's kind of lame.
I mean, if it's not bad to have a routine, because it can, well, again, going back on the competitive stuff, it kind of makes sense.
Right, I mean, I get that, but at the same time, like, to everybody else who's going to play it, it's going to be like, okay, well, now it's become casual, there's a meta behind it, and if I don't know the meta, my chances of winning are through the floor, so either I study the meta, or I don't study the meta, and I don't win, and I don't have fun, and eventually that player leaves, and then the player base dwindles. So that's why I was praising them when we originally thought that everything was fucking randomized, and now it's not. It just felt like it was, because things are taking time to spawn in, and it's not everything's there immediately.
Oh my god, there's certain moments where the game just takes ages to load crates in the game. How?
Run around a building 5 times, and finally all those crates
Finally the fucking crates spawned in. It's like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, RedSec is really fun. It has some problems. It has really some massive problems. But when everything clicks, it's a very fun, interesting game. Like, that's what I'm saying. RedSec is doing well. There's loads of people playing RedSec over Warzone, because RedSec is just like a bit slower and a bit more, I won't say casual, but it's a bit more methodical. Other than, if you want to win the game, you kind of have to strategize a little bit more. Unlike Warzone, mostly your gun skill can save you majority of the time. Majority of the time, not always, but the majority of the time. Well, in RedSec, you have to kind of think a bit more, which is fine. I like that, and loads of people enjoy that. But damn, the missions, man, that is like, when Ranked is gonna come out, and I'm so worried it's gonna be fucking squads. And if we have the same, okay, we're assuming everything's gonna be the same when Ranked is gonna come out. If everything's the same as is, and we're just playing for the imaginary ranked number in Ranked, it's gonna be a fucking disaster, especially if it's squads. Stupid. Not enough loot, not enough contracts, and contracts are too fucking, even though they're designated locations and like there's a routine, but sometimes it takes a minute, sometimes 10 seconds. It's just so it's like random, but it's not random at the same time. It has no consistency. That's the problem. And I'm just wondering if the contracts should not be like the way that maybe they should be just physical contracts on the map, like Warzone. Hey, you want to do antennas? Okay, you see it on the map. There's a contract on the map. You mark it and you just go for it and do it. Maybe that's why we make it less random. Maybe like physical contracts on the map that you can pick up and start, not from the map. Because the way right now you have to open the map, look at the contracts, and then missions. Whatever, and you do the missions through the maps. Well, why do I have to enter the map section? It has to be something more intuitive than that.
Yeah, it's breaking gameplay flow the way that you got to bring missions up, and that's kind of it's silly.
I really
as far as ground contracts go, yeah, I mean,
I would gladly take ground contracts.
Why not? Yeah,
because that way, if everyone can see what contracts are on the map, that will create some interesting fights. People are like, okay, we see the contract is there. That means there's another squad probably will go for that, and you know what you expect. it's a bit more predictability. At the same time, it's kind of more interesting. Like, you know what you're getting into when you see it as particular contract. For example, also sometimes, I don't know how and why, I think maybe there was a YouTuber, I think it's a Call of Duty one, but he moved to RedSec. Iceman Isaac, I think. Anyway, he said that the way the players land from the helicopter is different. So you see the helicopters around the map, right? Those are different players in those helicopters. So there were some moments where we landed at a certain location, the players were already there, and we don't understand how, because they were so far away, but they're already looting and everything, and they already have weapons. We're still landing. And we realized, I think it's because they're coming from a different helicopter that was right closer to that location, so they had faster way to get, and that kind of thing needs to be removed, because it kind of creates that uncertainty a bit imbalance. It's like that's why I don't like it. That's how it works. That every different helicopter is like different types, like a bunch of players in different helicopters, and they have easier access to certain locations. I don't think that's fair. I really don't think that's fair. But yeah,
Depending upon which helicopter they spawn in.
exactly.
I mean,
And location and the helicopter and all that kind of stuff. Like I don't think it's fair in my eyes. I mean, sure,
I see what they're going for. I don't think they were looking at it in terms of fairness. I think they were looking in terms of varied and keeping it from getting samey. So I mean, I get it. I mean, I get the vitriol against it, but at the same time, I'm kind of like indifferent as far as whether it should or shouldn't be there, because the random helicopter spawns. I mean, whatever. I get over it. But then again, I'm a casual nobody player as far as RedSec goes. Filthy fucking casual. But as far as the randomness goes, I kind of like it because it's chaos. Chaos is my thing in this game.
That's fine, but just give me the tools to predict that chaos, in a sense.
Right, and I get that as well. My thing is if it's the fact that the loot is on a back end timer from when the players hit the ground to when the loot starts spawning in. I'm not the biggest fan of that, because that's
horrible.
not,
that's horrible.
That is not creating what you guys are thinking it's creating.
I don't think that's on purpose.
What you're doing is it's just frustrating. I don't think it's a technical thing. I think it's a
technical thing.
It feels like it's fucking intentional.
What, the crates don't spawn for like 10 seconds when you land? I don't think that's intentional. I think that's a bug.
I think it is. I feel like it is.
I think that's a technical bug. I mean, sure, if any developers listening and from Ripple Effect and you can answer us, please do.
Let us know, please.
Yeah, please do, because I'm pretty sure that's a technical problem. Ray says it's not. I don't think it's by design. It doesn't seem like it, because it's stupid. If it's a design,
it's gonna be a technical problem anyway, because why would they admit it was intentional?
Actually, yeah, good point. Yeah, because if it's intentional, that's shit design, if you ask me.
Yeah, no, that's totally a bug. We need to fix that shit.
Okay, but yeah, RedSec is really fun with friends, but damn, in squads it's fucking chaotic. Needs to be trios. If it's ranked, it's trios. In squads, it's chaotic as fuck. But
I do agree that tries is probably the high end of it. I mean, squads again is core Battlefield at its core, but it is what it is. I'm just a purist in some aspects.
But yeah, RedSec is fun with friends. That's all I'm gonna say. Next topic.
I completely forgot my third topic.
I think you mentioned skins.
Skins, that's it. I was in a way going to want to hammer again on the full customization of it, but it seems like we're balls deep in the one size fit all, one recolor for all, and all this other bullshit. So I'm not really as excited about that topic as I originally was. It's just the creativity and the individuality of it that's been taken away. It makes me sad deep down inside.
What's the problem with skins? For the audience, explain.
For those who don't know, the fact
it's
that
a podcast. You have to explain.
Yeah, I know. But I've said this a million times. Like, it should be more like closer akin to create a character, like what you get in the Division and stuff, instead of you just get a skin and it's a recolor of the same configuration of another fucking skin. That's it. I don't like it. I don't like them. I hate them. It's so derivative. It's nonsense. It's horrible. It feels like everything was just shoved through ChatGPT and asked, how would you recolor this shit? And they just did it. And I don't like at all. It's so... I have no interest in buying any of these skins that have been coming out at all. If it were parts, if I could take some parts of these skins and apply them to my own personal skin, you would probably sell more skins. But you guys are too afraid to do this shit. Fine, if I gotta buy a whole winter outfit for a fucking white cloak or a white poncho, then fine. But just for the love of God, there's so much in that store that I'd be like, I like parts of that, parts of this, parts of that, parts of that, parts of that, but I'm not buying the whole entire pack for a part of a skin that I like.
Yeah, that's my biggest problem when it comes to skins. Listen, okay, for one, skins are a bit shit. They're shit. There's nothing that I just like, yeah, I want to own that. I want to buy that. You know what? There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. So that's that. Two, yeah, we already talked about, like, yeah, it would be great to have customization for your character, all that kind of stuff, you know, change the helmet, change the top, whatever, right? And I think a year ago, that was leaked. They were working on that, but they had to scrap that, unfortunately. So we stick with things. So
Bastards.
now we have the skins, which when you will have Battlefield 7, is probably gonna have customizable characters.
The dumbest part about it is, and it's a missed opportunity to even start it with 6. You could have set the fucking precedent right now. You have this partnership with 511 Tactical Gear. Okay, granted, 511 Tactical Gear is not the best tactical gear in the fucking world. I'm going to say it as somebody who's used their products before. But hey, if you've used them and had a good experience, good for you. I haven't. That being said, you could have had like a whole fucking storefront of 511 Tactical Gear pouches and holsters and drop leg holsters and fucking plate carriers if 511 make them, and boots. I know they make boots because their boots fucking suck. Gloves, they make gloves. I know they make gloves. Stabo harnesses, fucking Alice webbing and Alice harnesses and shit, like the whole 9 yards in all of 511's product line, and it would have been a fucking great tie-in. And you didn't do it. You could have product tie-ins with other gear manufacturers. Help promote veteran manufacturers who make gear. It would, like, this just stupid, whoever made some of these business decisions. Why are we not in charge of this shit?
Well, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure they wanted that. They just had no time. Because the game was supposed to come out this year. March 2026 or April, but hey, someone made a decision. Hey, we need to push the game out for October because it's a perfect opportunity to cash in, which they did. Best-selling game of the year. Congratulations. But now you do catch up. So, and the skins that, like, yeah, I would love to have customizable soldier and everything. It will be so fucking cool. But again, I don't think it's happening for this. Well, it's not happening for this game. That's a fact. That's already established.
No, there's no way in hell.
Yeah, but how can you improve that though? For example, with the store. So when you have a bundle, let me buy a separate item. Like, let me pick the item I want from the bundle. I don't want to buy the whole fucking thing. Listen, Fortnite does it. Battlefield 2042 did it. For some reason, Battlefield 6 is selling full fucking bundle, and you can only buy the full fucking bundle. Can I get a specific item from the bundle, please? That would be great. You know, I want that skin, that weapon camo, or whatever the case may be. Like, give me that, right? Give me an option to choose what I want from that bundle. Fortnite does it on a regular basis. Like, hey, do you want the whole bundle? All right, buy a separate thing from the bundle, and it's fine. And if you want to buy the whole bundle, of course the bundle's going to be cheaper because you already have that item. They have a system behind that. But in Battlefield is using the same fucking system that Call of Duty for some reason still use it. It's just like, buy the whole bundle. Now,
and I don't wanna.
That's why I haven't bought anything in the game, because I just like, no. There was a skin I really wanted. I think one of the skins looked good. Like, again, the season 1, forgot the California one, some sort of thing. I would love to buy the whole, like, that skin, the character skin, cool. That looks cool. I would love to get it, but I can't because it's asking me to buy the whole fucking bundle, and I won't because that's not what I want. I want one particular item, but I'm not gonna spend, I don't know what, 15 British pounds on fucking bundle that I don't want. I just
And
want
I know this
particular
is
item.
ironic as hell for both of us in order to say this shit, while at the same time, like 5 minutes ago, both of us were like, yeah, I'd buy a full fucking skin for a pouch or a couple of components off of it in order to customize my character if I could. That's different.
Because you make the
Like,
character
I'm-
yours. That's a different.
Thank
yeah.
you. That is wildly different. Before anybody attempts to try and call us on that shit, yeah, I wanted to make sure that point was abundantly clear. It is one thing in order to ask me in order to buy like 5 different fucking stickers and some dog tags and a player card that I'm never gonna fucking use in order to buy a skin, and then it is to be able to look at a skin and go, okay, well, I could use those boots in these circumstances, or I could use this mask in these circumstances, or I could use... It's something that would actually get used more often. For the most part, cosmetics, like player cards and patches and stickers and stuff, when we've already talked about the problem with the stickers, which in of itself is another thing that if they would let us do stickers the way we wanted to, I would buy more fucking stickers. I would consider going after more stickers, but one on my gun and then I'm done. Hell no, go away.
Yeah.
I'll pay for a game that would let me do it on a different day. So that being said, don't try and get it twisted, because I don't use these things. Like, just if I like the one skin out of the whole batch of 4 skins, I said foreskin. Let me buy the one goddamn skin.
Yeah. And if I want to buy the whole bundle later, make it cheaper because I already own an item from the fucking bundle.
Thank you. If I happen to like a patch for some stupid, weird-ass reason, I find a patch that I like better than the patch I got, let me just get that fucking patch.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, skins are disappointing in this game. I'm kind of disappointed how fucking shit they are. But we did talk about maybe it was Patreon we talked about on the last Patreon episode. Wait, one sec, my cat is... No, don't drop this. Oh no, oh my god.
Do it.
My cat is on a fucking table, just like... Anyway, as I was saying...
Leave him.
As I was saying...
It is his table.
Yeah, pretty much. As I was saying, we talked I think on Patreon about there was some leaked skins for Season 2, and some of them do have the drip. Those are cool fucking skins, but I'm just worried, are they gonna be in a fucking expensive bundle? And all that kind of stuff is just like... some people talk about class identity, all that kind of stuff. You know what? I don't give a damn. Like, I think we all learned that that's not important. The only time it actually matters, your class identity, is fucking RedSec. That's the only time it actually matters. In multiplayer, who gives a fucking fuck what class you are? It's like, people, well, I need to anticipate what kind of fight you're gonna have. Doesn't matter. You can use any weapon you want.
I have also heard people make the argument where it's like, well, I could take and determine which targets I want to shoot quicker. And are you fucking kidding me?
No, that doesn't.
Are you fucking kidding me? If you run into a room of 3 different fucking players, you're shooting at the first player that you got a clean shot on.
Exactly.
Before your ass gets turned around on and lit the fuck up. Unless you're that damn good that you can drop 3 people that fucking quick. And even then, did it matter what class they were? No, it didn't.
Good player doesn't even look at that shit.
It does not matter.
Yeah, the only
now,
time
if you want to have certain skin components that are tied to classes so that we could satisfy that urge in some way, then fine. I'm fine with that. But that would fit better in a system that would allow me to customize my character specifically to my class how I damn well please instead of just a one-set skin.
Yep. But yeah, skins are so disappointing in Battlefield 6, and that makes me sad. Now, great, maybe Season 2, maybe it will be better. Maybe. We don't know. Maybe it's gonna be absolute cinema. Fuck knows. Maybe it will be an amazing fashion show. Maybe. But so far, it's disappointing. Nothing in the store looks interesting. Like, speaking of, they haven't updated anything in the store. Anything.
No. I noticed that when you and I were playing last night. I was like, the store looks fucking identical to the last time I played this game. They've still got the Thanksgiving stuff up.
Same shit.
Like, y'all are fucking kidding me.
And, okay, you know what? Here's a perfect transition to, let's do one more topic before we end. Perfect transition to the next topic.
The creative bankruptcy of this game in general?
Wait. Perfect transition to the next topic. People compare Call of Duty to Battlefield, right? For example, there was people mentioning that Call of Duty for the first time ever has more players than Battlefield 6. Cool.
Word.
Cool. one thing you have to remember. It's Season 2 in Call of Duty right now. Our Season 2 in Battlefield is delayed. We did not have a reasonable update, like a really good update, since since last year, I guess, when the winter update dropped, which was already broken.
Quite literally, yeah.
Yeah, that was the only update that was somewhat reasonable and big, but it also was broken. We talked about it. I remember people were bitching, why are you guys being so negative? Well, if the patch is fucking broken, what do you want me to say? And that's the point.
Good attempt, everybody!
Right, so what I'm trying to say is this. We talked about the fucking skins that there's nothing in the store, that they haven't added anything since the fucking winter, right? Since last year. Well, Call of Duty, listen, you can shit on Call of Duty all you want, but they're a fucking oiled machine that provides the fucking content. They have store drops every week, if not every couple of days. That shit's planned like a like it's a freaking meeting.
Call of Duty right now is like a fucking theme park. Battlefield is being ran like a goddamn backyard carnival.
Yeah, so listen, Battlefield 6 right now is not in trouble yet. Don't worry. But EA kind of realizes like, hey, one good update, we're back. And that's the right mentality. But boy,
I like your optimism. I really do. I don't think one update's gonna do it. I think it's gonna take maybe two.
If it changes important stuff drastically.
Maybe three tops.
Listen, if they drop the updates, it's a good update with really drastic changes to the problems we have. Not all of them, just majority of them. And they drop that blog post or whatever, the future roadmap for 2026. Yeah, the roadmap for the whole year for the game, and he actually have some really good stuff in it. Some good
we'd be in a good
stuff.
position.
We're back. Sorry, I burped there. We're back. We're literally back. But I think I have to agree with everyone when it comes to like, listen, this is the third live service game for EA, for Battlefield Studios or DICE, whatever, and you still haven't figured it out how you to do your fucking live service. Like,
look,
listen.
Here's what I feel like is going to happen, and this is why I say it's going to take two updates. Okay, and I have a very good reason for saying this. One,
you mean two big updates?
It's just how it's been. It can never be a once and done and everyone's happy thing, but it does finally need to be a once and done and everybody's happy thing. That being said, what's really going to happen is the second season update's going to hit. And the interest in that first 2, if not 3 weeks, maybe a month, is going to be gauged heavily. And then, a month and a half later, after Season 2 has hit, we're going to see another update, and then we're going to see a roadmap. But here's the thing. That roadmap is going to vary depending upon how well that first month of Season 2 does. Period.
Do you think they're gonna drop the roadmap before Season 2 or after?
Nope.
Nope what?
They are not. They're gonna do it after Season 2.
So after 17th of September. For September.
I'm
February.
betting a month after Season 2 drops is when we will finally see that roadmap.
They did say,
because interest and everything has already waned quite heavily in this game as far as the spreadsheets and the numbers go.
They said they're going to drop it this month, though. So that's what I'm asking. Is it going to be before or after? Because season 2 is literally in the middle of the month.
I don't feel... if they were smart and if they were EA, they're going to do it a month afterwards.
Wait, speaking.
If they've already said they're going to do it, then fine. I'll eat my fucking
Ray. Have you looked at the calendar?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so it's for me, it's right now 8th of February. The new season is 17th of February. So when people going to be listening to this on Spotify on Tuesday, next week we have Season 2.
Yeah, and I would feel like at maybe the first week of March, if not the second or third week of March, is when we'll get the fucking roadmap.
Even though they mentioned officially that the roadmap is dropping this month. So it's see that
they could technically, if you really wanted to get technical, okay, Season 2's coming out next week, okay?
They still have 2 weeks left in the month of February in order to fulfill that promise. So it would still come out after Season 2.
Yeah. So that's what I'm asking. Do you think it's gonna be this week, or is it gonna be? It doesn't feel like it's gonna be this week, but I don't know. I think they should drop it before Season 2.
No,
the best.
I don't think they're gonna.
Although, yeah, I mean, now I'm thinking about it.
Why? All right, let me put it to you this way.
I just realized something.
As a businessman, as a business person, take all of the context as far as the franchise and everything goes out, okay? You've got a big plan on hand. You know your product has lost interest over a set time frame. You have a big update and a big thing coming out. Are you seriously going to take and throw a roadmap out to a bunch of potentially ears that aren't listening and don't care right now? Or are you going to put your big festival update out and see how it's received before you go, now we'll think about what promises we're going to make? Because then we could be more realistic.
See, the way
That's why I'm saying if they do it before Season 2 comes out, they're unrealistic as fuck. If they do it afterwards, then they're being realistic, because then they're going to look at it and go, then we should worry about this, and this. We're not going to worry about this. There's not enough of the player. There's not enough player base there, so there's not going to be any worries. There will be changes to that roadmap based on Season 2. I bet on it. I'm betting it.
See, the way
it's business, baby.
So I have two thoughts about let me explain those two thoughts. If it was me, I would drop the roadmap now, because the roadmap is a big and interesting news than Season 2. But
right, you would do it in an interest of trying to use it to generate hype.
For Season 2, yeah. And for the rest of the season. Okay, that's one. But we only have 1 week until the season drops. That means, do you have the time to promote Season 2 itself? So maybe you're right. Maybe it's gonna be dropping after Season 2. This week we're gonna get all the promotion for Season 2. You know, the blog post, what's coming in the season, what's coming in, all the kind of stuff, the maps and everything. You're gonna get a roadmap for Season 2. Yeah, I think that's it, because
here's the other side part of it in order to consider too. We were talking about that they're already working on next game. So again, we already know they're working on next game. We don't know how much or how involved, but they are working on next game. So again, they're going to look at it and go, okay, well, now how much time and effort should we put into this versus how much time and effort should we start just putting into that, considering that could potentially be ready more easily than trying to put more focus and effort into this. Again, it's all going to boil down to business decision right now. The game sold its ass off. Nobody can fucking deny that. Clearly, there is interest for a Battlefield game of this type and of this variety, of this time frame, of this of what it is. It wouldn't have sold if there wasn't. But I don't think Battlefield 6 is going to be that long-lived thing that we think it's going to be. I feel like this is going to be.
So either. Yeah, I don't think so either.
It's a short-lived game. They're not going to come out with this 30-point fucking roadmap and be like, "Here's our 5-year plan."
No, it's going to be It's going to be this year plan. That's what they said. This year.
Yep.
They said only this year.
And it might not last after that. We might get one more year of playing content out of this shit, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's your bag.
But yeah, there's people you have to agree with everyone. Like, Call of Duty is a
wait in line for next product.
Yeah, Call of Duty is a well-oiled machine at this point. Even when Call of Duty is doing bad, they have the shit sorted in a sense. Call of Duty players will bitch like, "Oh, there's not enough content," whatever the case may be. But at least you're getting something. We're not getting anything right now, and we even get delays. And I don't understand how they still haven't figured out how to do the fucking live service. Like, sure. Again,
the dumb thing is EA owed so many goddamn successful live service games.
Exactly.
How the fuck can you not figure out what way to apply a good model to this fucking franchise to make it work?
I don't understand.
I mean, you and I alone have pitched like 5 different kinds.
I don't.
That would work, and I would invest money in.
Yeah, I don't understand how they haven't figured it out. Especially EA. You have multiple successful live service games, and somehow you still can't do it for Battlefield. 3 games in a row.
The worst part about it is we know capable and smart people are working on this shit too, and we know capable and smart people, for the most part, are making good decisions on this shit, but or are making the decisions on it.
what's good or bad is, of course, fucking subjective to everybody. But that being said, they're not dumb. But they're making the dumb decisions on this, and I don't understand why. It's infuriating.
Yeah. That's indeed true. Okay, I got nothing else to say other than just like, yeah, Call of Duty is coming back. And sure, it's not doing numbers. Oh my god, I haven't even considered this. Alright, ignore GTA. That's not important. But when it comes to Call of Duty, when Modern depending what they're gonna show for Modern Warfare 4 for this year, or whatever the Modern Warfare game is gonna be called this year, they're gonna have some competition right now. Because people are gonna be flocking for Modern Warfare 4. They're sick of Black Ops and all that kind of shit. Sure, Call of Duty is not doing great. But it just takes 1 or 2 good trailers for Call of Duty to show, and Call of Duty is back. Because they have they still have the player base, they still have the finances, they still have all the expertise and everything. They just need to do the right things. And if they do the right things, Battlefield's gonna struggle again. So I hope Battlefield Studios can figure this out, because you need some strong updates. You need to make sure that this game is going to the right direction, and stop treating this as another game for you to support until the next game comes out. That's even though I'm kind of have loads of problems with Call of Duty live service for many different reasons that I just disagree with, which they do have so many problems. But for a casual player that just wants to play wherever, it's like a perfect live service for them. Even though stuff changes all the there's a fatigue with Call of Duty. There's definitely fatigue, but you're gonna have a fatigue with Battlefield if you don't do anything. So
I'm already fatigued with it. To be honest with you, I mean, that's why I'm wishing for so much more shit in order to happen to this damn title. It's fucking sad, but I know it's never gonna happen. So it's all just wishful thinking at the end of the day.
Yeah. So, yeah, next episode, we're going to be talking about Season 2 news. That's for sure. But I wonder if but you're right, probably. You know what? I think you're right on this one. They're going to drop the roadmap after. Actually, you know what? Before we end the podcast. Oh, sorry, Oro. Smack my cat. I need to check, actually. Wait. Like, I can check if they mentioned if they're going to drop the roadmap before Season 2 or after. Give me a second. I'll check. I'll quickly check. Community update January 21st. Is it this one? I think this one. Whenever Twitter is gonna load. Thank you, fucking stupid website. Let's see, roadmap. You know what? Control F. Here we go. Let's see. No, is it the other one? Why did they drop it? No, it should be this one. Anyway, okay, I can't find it, but it basically they mentioned that they're gonna be when they're gonna drop it. Okay, that's annoying. Yeah, okay, never mind. Anyway, so that's that. I guess next episode we're gonna talk about Season 2. For that. But yeah,
Indeedly doodly.
Yeah, I know they mentioned somewhere on one of the community posts that they mentioned the timeline when they're gonna be dropping the thing, or before or after. So if I'll see it I'll probably see it after the podcast, and I'm like, idiot. But yeah, that's
we've made our predictions. Let's lock them in stone and call it good, my good sir.
Yeah.
It's getting late for you. I know that much.
Yeah, I need to post this on Patreon too. So you wanna do the outro?
Sure. If you've stuck around to the end of this production, we thank you very much for your time. And if you're a Patreon member, we thank you very much for your financial support. This production would not be possible without you. And once again, if you would like to join the people who financially support this show, please go to www.patreon.com/TheLankySoldier. I have been Ray. You know who I am. Accompanied by my homeboy, Mr. Tomasz. We thank you very much for listening to the Battlefield 1 podcast. We hope to see you next week. And please like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment. The algorithm requires engagement. I have to say that every show.
People, please. Ratings are required.
Leave ratings. We need them. We like them. thank you guys very much for your time. Thank you guys very much for supporting us once again. I got nothing else to say.
No.
What about you?
No, thank you guys for listening. We'll see you in the next episode.
Good night, everybody.